Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Tuesday, January 24th slate of NBA action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have 3 plays currently, all player props. I wasn't a huge fan of the spreads or over-unders as of today, or at least the lines that have dropped so far. Maybe things will change throughout the day, but currently we do just have 3 player props. But before we go ahead and dive into it, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 11,000 subscribers. We are less than 150 away, so we are knocking on that door of 11,000. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. You want to talk about some bad beats? You might as well start calling me Captain Hook, because this is absolutely ridiculous. So we did end up having our King Skill Shot play of the day. We did end up having Lauri Markkanen over 36.5 points plus rebounds versus Charlotte at minus 110 odds. The Jazz won by like 20-something. They blew out the Charlotte Hornets, which, you know, okay, whatever. But Lauri Markkanen finishes right with 36. And apparently, I don't remember exactly what his point line was, but apparently a lot of people took that, and he finished right on the hook for that, and he killed it in the rebounds department. I think he had like 11 rebounds, so, you know, over in rebounds was definitely the play, but man, we just needed one more. If the Hornets could have just kept this within single digits, or like just outside of double digits, like 10, 11, 12, I think there's a chance Lauri Markkanen still sitting in this game ends up getting a last-second layup, or, you know, last-second rebound to even fall his way. But, you know, it is what it is. Ended up losing that one. Then we had DeJounte Murray over 21.5 points versus my Chicago Bulls at minus 105. This looked just about as sweat-free as it could be. He had 14 points in the first quarter, or in the first half, and I'm like, I'm not super comfortable yet. But then he ends up having 6 in the third quarter. Puts him right at 20. Going into the fourth of a close game versus the Bulls, who don't have a very good defensive shooting guard. And he scores 0 points in the fourth. 0 points, the same amount as you and I. Definitely a tough loss. We ended up losing that one. But what did save us from having a pretty terrible day, we did have Trey Jones over 6.5 assists versus Portland, plus 120. Great value on this one, and it ended up working out. He finishes right on the hook. In our favor this time, thankfully. He finishes right with 7 assists. So that one ends up working out for us. 1 and 2 on the day, losing just a little bit of juice. Hopefully we can go ahead and bounce back today. I found 3 plays that I'm pretty confident in, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So for our first official play of the day, our King's Kill Shot play of the day, we are taking Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points versus the Knicks at minus 125 odds. I love this play here. He's had 2 really bad games, 14 and 11 points. But this line has dropped way too much. He is playing on the road, where he does average 28.1 points per game on the road. Hey, sign me up for that. I think that he does have close to a 30-point night, if not a 30-point night, in Madison Square Garden. Hey, a lot of players do come to show up in Madison Square Garden, and I think this is a really good spot here for Donovan Mitchell. The Knicks do also allow the 10th most points per game to opposing shooting guards, so they are top 10 in points allowed to that shooting guard position. And even though I did think that this Knicks team, especially from a defensive perspective, was starting to pick things up, in the last 3 games, the Knicks allow the most points per game to opposing teams. So it hasn't necessarily been as great as I thought it has been. Also, Donovan Mitchell has gone over in 3 out of his last 4 road games, so he has been pretty good on the road here recently. I don't see why he can't be again, so sign me up for this one. I really do like it. For our first official play of the day, our King Skill Shot play of the day, Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points versus the Knicks at minus 125 odds. Now, for our second official play of the day, we are going to be taking Miles Turner over 7.5 rebounds versus my Chicago Bulls at minus 115 odds. Now, Miles Turner has gone over this line in 5 out of his last 8 games, with 2 of those losses being right on the hook, right with 7. So knowing my luck, he's going to finish right with 7. But hopefully he does get to that 8 mark. The Chicago does allow the 9th most rebounds per game to opposing centers in the last 7 games. So Vucevic, he has been giving up some rebounds down there in the paint, and I think that we see another instance of that once again. He has also gone over in 3 out of his last 5 home games. I think he is due for another one. And if you take a look at the last 5 matchups here versus Chicago, he's had 11 rebounds in a game that he ended up playing 34 minutes. He had another game where he had 11 rebounds. He played 36 minutes in that one. He had 6 rebounds where he played in 36 minutes, but, that one was kind of a fluke. But then you look at his 2 most recent games. He had 4 rebounds, but he only played in 20 minutes. That gives me a little bit of hope. He also ended up having 6 rebounds in his most recent one, but he only played in 18 minutes. So he almost hit this over and only playing 18 minutes. So I do think this is a pretty good spot here for Myles Turner. Hopefully he can get it done for us. Chicago is 5th in pace in the last 3 games. They've been really getting up and down. In Indiana, as we know, one of the fastest paced teams in all of basketball. They are 2nd in pace in the last 3 games, and I think it's like 6th or 7th on the year. So they're a very fast paced team. So hopefully we see a lot of shots, a lot of missed ones, and hopefully they do go in Myles Turner's way. So that is going to be our second official play of the day. Myles Turner over 7.5 rebounds versus Chicago at -115 odds. Now for our third and final play of the day, we are going to be going with Bradley Beal under 23.5 points here versus Dallas at -105 odds. Now he has gone under in 4 straight games. Normally this would be a spot that I would like to push for a bounce back, but I just don't think this is the case. He is still not fully back to his 32 to 35 minutes due to injury. And even with the minutes restriction, I just don't really trust the rotation on this one. Dallas also does allow the 5th fewest points per game to opposing shooting guards on the year. They've been one of the better teams to that shooting guard position all year long, and they do allow the 9th fewest points per game to opposing teams. We all know Dallas is a pretty good defense, and I just don't expect a guy like Bradley Beal to be able to go out there and get 24 points. I just think that number is a little bit steep. Dallas is also 29th in pace. They've been one of the slowest paced teams in all of basketball this year. The over-under is only set to like 229.5, and I know that Kristaps Porzingis is out of this one, but I still just don't really love the spot here for Bradley Beal. I mean, he's going to get a lot of the defensive attention, and if it's not him, it's going to be Kyle Kuzma. I really like my odds here, and we're going to get to that game here in just a second. But I do like this play. For a third and final play of the day, Bradley Beal under 23.5 points here versus Dallas at -105 odds. Now, for a consensus play of the game, we are staying in the Wizards and the Dallas game, and I'm going to go ahead and save us all some time here. We have 5 cappers to 0 here on Dallas -7. So hopefully it does end up working out for us for our consensus play. We ended up having the Grizzlies yesterday. I did really like the Kings in that one, but as I always say, I'm going with my guys. I'm riding with them. So, but today we are all on the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully they can win by double digits and keep Bradley Beal under 23.5. But I really do like that play for our consensus play. Mavericks -7 here versus the Mavericks -7 here versus the Wizards, -110 odds. So also, I did go ahead and make a video about it yesterday, but I made a second channel. It is going to be in regards to movies with reviews, rankings, predictions, reactions, the whole 9 yards. We're going to be putting out a lot of content, so if you guys are interested in that at all, go ahead and hit that link down in the description down below. We have a lot of stuff coming out here for you guys. You guys won't want to miss it if you guys do enjoy movies. That is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 11,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.